I bring up the Toshiba air conditioner. It's 3-in-1. It's pretty much good for a lot of little areas. This is up to 250 square feet, really coverage. It has 1-year warranty. Has a remote control, LCD screen. Now they do have a different version of it, a higher version, another brand, and more voltage on the other one. But this one has only a remote control. The other one had a remote control plus accessing to your phone. You can do that, but we end up getting the cheaper version because really, who needs over the internet control? I mean, unless you have Alexis and Google and stuff like that, that'll be good. But you know, I don't need that fancy stuff. You know, save myself $100 because it does cost $100 more. It's probably worth about the same. Same details and everything other than the extended features that it has. But we're gonna take a look at it. We're gonna test it out, see if it's even worth it. So right now it was about $350 for this one. They're selling out because it is hot right now. Season's really, summer's coming here in California. It gets really hot. I do have a central air conditioner in my home, but I have this one room that does not have any air conditioner. It gets super hot, and we're gonna put it to the test. We're gonna run it through the window and see how well it works and see how if it's even worth it. So 250 feet square feet. I 12 by 20 pretty much coverage. I have no issue covering that part. So let's go ahead. I got the perfect room right there for here, and we're gonna test it out. So see if you guys if it's worth it. So let me know. And a warning label here that this could cause fires, so be careful not to leave it unattended. That's why I didn't want to get that Google system, because I want to do manually setup. I don't want the system to automatically turn on just because it gets hot, certain degrees. I mean, I want to be supervising it. I always supervise electronics that you're not familiar with, or you don't know if the system could short circuit because of your electrical problem, or because this is a high voltage system. It's gonna take it's gonna cost you every monthly, and when you see a plug this big, you know it's gonna cost you. So there's a reset button here, and there's a power button, and inside there is a fuse button too, a fuse. All right, people throw these away not knowing that you could replace a fuse because it short circuits. You could unlock them right here. There's 4 of them, and there's a fuse in there. Right. So very important, you got a drain down here, and this is when it gets too full and you need to drain it. But you got an additional drain here, and this one right here is basically if you have a bucket or somewhere to drain the water out, and they give you a little tiny little holes that you plug in here. It's a see-through. You plug it in here and you put a bucket if you want, or you could drain this out to the window if you can. They have 2 filter systems in here. There's one right here. Follow the instructions how to clean them. All right, make sure you air them out pretty good. Besides this one, let's move this on the side. There is another one right here, and this is the other one that you need to clean out. Here it is. If you can see it, it's kind of like a see-through one, and this is like a little spring. I'm not gonna get the whole thing out, but basically you just clean it out, air it out if you can. Some of it is not washable, right? Make sure you don't wash some of it because you can allow moisture in some of the circuits. So make sure you follow the instructions, read the instructions. It's not an intake or anything like that. This is actually to put the cord storage. That's what it is for. You just basically just lock it in there, push it in there, and it's locked, and you can store it in. This is just to wrap the cord around. But I am going to put a bucket, like I said, to drain some of the water out and see how much water it takes if for a couple hours. We're going to use this sucker. So let's go ahead and test it out and set up the window. As you can see, I got a large window, all right? Large window, all right? But they give you extensive amount of expanders, you know? So this is enough for the actual air conditioner. Now the intake, I'm gonna put it on the bottom corner there. So let's go ahead and start doing that. Plug in one end here, all right, in the window. And then the other end, which I'm holding here, it's gonna go to the air conditioner. So let's do that. So basically, just drop it in there. And I am gonna put another stopper in the bottom. Lock it in. Important, guys, that you need to be aware that besides the cap that you take off, there's a plug, all right? And this plug was in here, so make sure you don't turn it on without removing this cap. I'm gonna put a bucket to it, and then make sure when you're putting it on that it locks in the top too, because if this is loose, the air is not gonna float in there, and it could be a toxic thing. So make sure it's locked in the bottom, all the little hinges. If you can see, it goes all the way up to the window, and it's not even in the window, so I can close the window anytime. Oh, we got it on. Let me see, mode. Oh, look at this. Look at that. We are in business in here. We do have a bucket here that I just put it temporary to see how much drainage it fills up, and I might get a longer extension hose because I don't like it here. It's an flimsy too, just to let you guys know. It does come off. Real simple. All right, we're gonna do a noise test. This is just the fan, all right? Just a little bit back. Air conditioner noise now. Look how much cold air you're getting out of here. It's getting cold, really cold fast. So it seems like it's working. Look at that. Beautiful. And I like the air distribution of it. We can see this is the model here. But itself is cooling out the whole room. I feel it. This is my monitor here, so but look how much cold air is coming out of there. Really good cold air. You get a little closer here so you guys can see a little bit better. System's moving up and down. It's about 50s right now, so it is distributing good air. Oh well, so the machine is a little loud. You know, you got to get used to noise. Plus, you have to do an extra labor, which you have to put that ventilation, the intake to get some air out. And then on top of that, you got to distribute, make sure the water actually drains properly. So the water won't start draining until you turn it off, or sometimes it starts draining during the system. Now, evaporation does happen just like a refrigerator, all right? It does happen that sometimes you might not even need to drain the water, but if it's not too hot enough or not too much air coming in, then you're gonna distribute the water. Now the controller took a while to even program, but there's some settings in there how to set it up. You hold down the power button for 10 seconds, you turn on the control and it picks up. So if you're not familiar with it, look at the manual. It has instructions how to do that. Now maintenance on this is another part that you're gonna need to contribute. You need to start memorizing how to do certain things. So you got to check the filter system, especially if you have a dusty area. Now on top of that, there's a maintenance setup, how to maintenance and clean it up. Look at your manual if you guys are not familiar with it. So setting up is not an easy task. You do need a window. The actual vent is not too long. I mean, I'm getting around 7 foot on it. That's pretty much it. From distributing from the wall to the window to the actual unit, it's about 7 to 10 feet. All right. They do have extensions for it. You can buy them online. And also on top of that, the distribution of the actual water vent, the actual pipe that you see it on there, you could actually extend that a little longer so you could have it somewhere else, or you could even have it coming out of your window too. So just be aware of those things before you buy something like this. It gets a little loud. If you're used to this kind of noise and you can sleep on it, it's all well worth it. Now distributing the air around this room, I do have a fan on the top. The ceiling, it's a ceiling fan. I normally use that just to cool myself down if it's not too hot, you know, just get some air extra. But this one actually distributes the air. I can feel the air everywhere now that this system is working. But for 250 square foot, it's perfect. Anything higher than that, you're gonna need a higher voltage. If you run out of power or something happens that it shuts down, It could be a fuse. The fuse is inserted in the actual power cord, but make sure you have the adapters. Make sure your fuse box is aware that you're going to be connecting something as powerful as this. Now, before, the older ones were a lot larger. Now this is a slimmed down version.